The trailer for Siam hits like an elbow to the jaw. It opens on Bangkok at sunset. Streets glow neon and rain pounds the asphalt. A lone fighter named Siam pads barefoot through an alley, hands wrapped, eyes scanning the dark. Sirens echo. A news chyron in Thai and English warns of a nerve fever spreading from a riverside clinic. Cut to a crowd sprinting as one infected man leaps a full meter and snaps his own arm against a taxi door. Bones resetting while he keeps running. Netflix flashes red. Release date, July 9th, 2025. The question pops on screen. What if the most dangerous weapon is your own body? The trailer ends with Siam slamming both knees into an oncoming zombie, skull cracking like wet coconut. The rhythm sets a promise. Every punch must carry story weight because the enemy never tires. The full movie keeps that promise. It starts small. Siam is an underground Muay-Thai prodigy who refuses pro contracts because his sister needs dialysis and black market fights pay cash tonight. The opening bout in a moldy warehouse sells the film's style. Hits sound like meat dropped on stone. Slow-motion sweat beads erupt under dusty ceiling fans. Siam wins by crushing a rival's ribs with a flying teep kick. He pockets a roll of bills, buys medicine, and heads home. On the bus, a pale passenger coughs blood, twitches, then slams his own head into the window until the glass spiderwebs. Riders scream, scatter. Siam drags his sister through the rear door. The infected passenger stands and sprints into traffic unfazed by broken skull. Here, the outbreak tone locks in. These zombies feel no pain, but they still know how to throw elbows. The camera stays handheld, but never shaky. It lets viewers track every limb, so each blow lands with weight and geography. Netflix footage shows hospitals overrun within 12 hours. Doctors duct tape doors while patients pound from the other side. The virus, named K103, floods the body with adrenaline, fusing microfractures in minutes. Victims fight like trained athletes, but lack restraint. The military quarantines the Chao Phraya River zone. News drones circle smoke-filled bridges. Officials drop pamphlets warning civilians not to engage hand-to-hand. That line sparks Siam's mission. He believes the only hope is using Muay Thai technique to strike joints, cartilage, and pressure spots. Targets the virus cannot hard-patch fast enough. His coach calls it suicide. Siam answers, short, simple, better than waiting. Act 2 builds tension through urban maze chases. Siam and 3 other fighters escort a virologist who claims an antidote lies at a government gym where elite soldiers stored anti-serum samples. The group must cross 5 districts swarming with infected. Night scenes turn alleys into ring ropes. Zombies scale balconies in seconds. One fight on a pedestrian skywalk tops any stunt this year. Siam sweeps a charging woman, snaps her elbow backward with a knee, then spins to clinch a second attacker and heave him over the rail onto a moving truck. No slow CGI blur. Every move looks practical and messy. The sound design matters most. A muffled crunch when shin meets jaw. A hiss when virus blood sizzles on pavement like acid rain. Horror peaks during the temple refuge sequence. Monks lock tall teak doors while survivors kneel in candlelight. Chanting hides distant screams. The virologist whispers that the virus propagates through micro-tears left by blunt trauma. Every punch in a normal fight would infect a fighter instantly. Siam realizes his victories so far risked turning him. He begs the monk for meditation to slow his heartbeat, limit oxygen flow, maybe starve the virus if he gets cut. The monk smiles, reminding him all weapons come with price. While they meditate, a single infected child creeps through roof gaps, lowering himself like a spider. Candles flicker. When the child screams, monks pound drums to mask terror, but infected swarm the temple wall. The ensuing battle plays like ritual dance. Fighters weave between statues, using pillars as pivots for elbows. One monk uses a ceremonial staff to vault over heads, only to be torn down mid-air. Blood splashes icons, yet the camera never dwells on gore. It shows faces of fighters as realization dawns that muscle memory is both gift and curse. The movie's midpoint twist arrives in brief quiet. The virologist confesses he engineered K103 for military resilience studies. He carried the only functional antidote. All other samples were decoys to study spread. He wants to reach an extraction helipad while Ziam's team serves as stun baton escort. Betrayal flips stakes. Ziam stares at the vial, touches his tired fists, and chooses a new path. They will reach the helipad, but the antidote must be aerosolized for the city, not hoarded for generals. The group fractures. Two fighters side with the scientist for promised evacuation. Ziam and his last ally, an ex-champ nicknamed Bua, decide to steal the vial. Final act begins over a flooded market at dawn. Boats drift between stalls. Zombies wade waist-deep, arms thrashing. Helipad thumps overhead as a military chopper descends. Ziam boards a roof via scaffold and faces his former teammate who brandishes eskrima sticks scavenged from police riot gear. This duel is brutal, short phrases of strikes and counters. The eskrima user lands a blow that splits Ziam's eyebrow. Blood sprays, virus risk immediate. Ziam wipes crimson off arm onto a hanging lantern, swings it to ignite spilled fuel, and uses the flash to blind his foe, ending the duel with one elbow that echoes like a gong. He reaches the helipad, holding the vial as soldiers shout orders. Bua fights engine wash to tip chemical drums upright. Ziam hurls the vial into rotor wash. Glass shatters, mist blooms across rooftops. Soldiers fire, but zombies climb the stairs, forcing frantic takeoff. The mist works fast. Infected collapse twitching, then lie still. Their bodies tremor but do not rise. Sunset glints on puddles dotted with motionless silhouettes. The movie ends on bittersweet silence. Ziam sits against a wall, eyes glazed, the cut on his brow throbbing purple. He feels fever rise. Bua asks if he is turning. Ziam smiles faintly, says the antidote spread before his blood soaked in. Maybe it bought him minutes, maybe a life. The camera pulls back down the empty street where paper lanterns sway. Then one lantern cracks open. An arm slides around the frame. The final shot locks on Ziam's face as a new infected leaps from shadow. Cut to black. The twist? Antidote slows the virus, not cures it. Hope is temporary. Struggle continues. As a review, Ziam succeeds because it merges kinetic martial arts craft with relentless horror pacing. Fights serve plot beats, not spectacle alone. The director keeps shots wide, letting viewers count strikes like points in a match, so every broken limb feels earned. The soundtrack mixes traditional Thai drums with distant air raid sirens, stitching culture into chaos. Performances sell exhaustion. Each round leaves bruises that never fade and choices that haunt. The film avoids gore for gore's sake, keeping within YouTube policy while still landing hard fear. It also dodges xenophobic tropes that plague some outbreak stories by centering local heroes and moral complexity. Viewers searching Netflix next week will likely binge then rewind key scenes. The skywalk brawl, the torch-lit temple raid, the rooftop duel, because choreography hides small details like Ziam adjusting foot stance to avoid infected blood splatter. The moral theme lingers. Your body is power and weakness at once. Fans of Train to Busan will enjoy the speed, while martial arts buffs will pause to analyze every clinch. Some may debate the ambiguous ending. Did the lantern arm mean the antidote failed everywhere, or only one pocket of carriers survived? Comments will explode with theories. If a channel host drops this review, they should encourage viewers to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell, because Netflix's algorithm already knows we watched that trailer 10 times, and the virus of hype spreads faster than any fictional outbreak.